Welcome back. We're here with the Mercedes doing rear, front brakes, and the spark plugs and coil, and sway bars, sway bar links. So we're gonna do the rear brakes first, and then we gotta put it into service mode. So when you get to the screen, make sure the key is on the first position, not when all the lights are on, but before that. And then you're gonna press and hold OK and the answer button, and then it'll give you settings where it says vehicle data, pads replacement. You go to pad replacement, and then you let it go to, I believe, retract and or fitting position is what they call it. And once you hear it, you'll hear the pad the pistons pulling back, and you'll see the parking brake blinking. So that'll be that. And then so let's get outside and do it. I probably won't talk to you guys while I'm doing this because it is raining outside. I'm trying to get in and out with this, so let's get this done. I've got it big done. Crusty bolts. Very crusty bolts. Very crusty bolts. Again, first thing we'll do, make sure the same size. Looks like it. Cool. Second thing we're gonna do is remove that we do not want to do with a broken bolt. We're going to grab our nice impact driver from Mako Tools. It is a T30, and we're gonna whack it and make sure this comes off before anything, and hopefully don't strip it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Put that to the side. We're going to come in here, and so we got bolts, slide pins here and down there. Looks like a 14. It's loose. Let's crack them loose. Then I grab my 1/4-inch ratchet. And my pliers. You could use a wrench for this. I like using pliers, and then you gotta figure out what size the wrench goes where. And sometimes the wrench is too thick for it to fit. So I just grab pliers. Don't hold it by the boot. Hold it by the metal part. And that works just fine. Pull. And don't lose the bolt. Pull this out. Very low. And cracking. Look at that. There's a crack between that. Look at that. I'm going to show you guys. Look at that. Thicker than the other side. This is a one-side pad. Imagine that. Now the other side has a sensor. The sensor is in the inner pad too. This will get metal to metal before this does, before the inside does. So good thing he's changing the brakes now. Let's see if this comes out. Cool. It does. So I'm going to take this wire brush now. I'm going to check. We have some new clips, I believe. Grab some new clips. Go ahead and remove these. And the top one. Now you can use a wire brush for this. You don't need to use what I'm using, but it does make my job way easier and faster. Try not to breathe this in either. Okay. Sometimes these clips bend on shipment. That's why sometimes I don't use them. But it's my preference. A lot of people like using it. Again, there's no issue. As long as you clean up the clips and the old clips are not broken, you can still use the old clips if you like. It's not big of a deal. Remove the grease from the new rotor. Some brake clean. And wipe it down. Slide this in. Actually, fuck. Hold up. Clean that up nicely. I'm gonna put some dabs of grease so it won't get how it is. Go there. Going to screw this in. Make sure the rotor's pushed back and flat. Hit this once. Put that down. We're going to grab our piston retraction tool. Give me a second while it hangs. Put this back. And push this back in. Perfect. Grab this. Oh. this. That is a lot of grease for one pin. So I'm gonna grab the other one and just rub it together. This one goes on top. Sometimes the slide pins have two different lengths. So just make sure it goes in the right spot. Let's put it back where it came out from. Grab our pads. We still need the grease, don't forget that. The one with the longer back is for the back. And this is for the front. So you can tell the difference. Back, front. Alright, we're gonna grease up. Lube up the corners. I didn't match these just in case. Yeah, they're the same. We're good. Sometimes you gotta slide it on one side and then slide on the top, bottom. Just gotta play with it, honestly. So we're gonna put this in the middle because the contact point for the piston is on the back. And this one's gonna be a little more annoying, but because I can't see. Slide those on. We took this off just to give us more playroom for the caliper. So slide that back on. These will spin on you. And grab the pliers. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna take my ratchet, make sure everything's nice and tidy. Good. Now I'm going to clean all the lug bolts off and just put a dab of grease on them. So try to clean up the hub on the back wheel. It gets very crusty back here. So I'm gonna put more grease on the back of the hub as well. And you should be able to put it on easier. Feels way better. Fucking Mercedes, bro. So after letting the rain pass, we're back doing the front brakes on the Mercedes. Trying my best as possible to explain to y'all. I don't know if the microphone's working or not, but I'm pretty sure there's a tool for this. But my tool is a flathead. That's my tool. So front will be different from the back. Looks like this has Allen keys in the back. You're gonna take these caps off in the back. 7/16 Allen key. Again, pads are low, rusted. Leave that up there. Let's match the brake pads and rotor. I'm gonna grab a bungee for this because we need to do the sway bar link. So loop this around. Now these calipers are pretty heavy. Perfect. Now let's see if we could take this rotor off without taking the bracket off. Please. It ain't gonna let me. Alright. Looks like we gotta take these off. Definitely not a 17, so that for sure. Okay. Alright, so the sway bar needs to come out from here and this bolt right here. I believe it's a 19s. 19s for that. There is a right and left to this. This had a washer on it. Make sure you face the tabs up. Alright, I gotta lift up the other side, but we're gonna continue. So since the other side is not lifted up, it is out of line. And we gotta lift up the other side at the same time. And I gotta get the jack stand under there and lift the other side up. So we could do it at the same time. So we're just gonna continue with the brakes for now. Clean up this part of it. I'm gonna lubricate this on the dials and one light coat around the hub, dials. So clean up the contact points here, this area here, and area here. You can clean up the whole thing if you want to. But we're gonna clean up one area. We've been here since 10 o'clock. It started raining on us, and we're trying to get out of here. Now I want to spend all day doing some brakes. Remember, these gonna line up with the holes. This is where the screw goes. This part, a little flat piece, that's where the screw goes. And this goes just like that. Observe what you do before taking things apart. Easy to take things apart versus putting them back together. Make sure you thread the bolts on by hand first. Make sure it catches and tighten them. Again, contact points will be middle for this outside pad, top, bottom, and then grease up the ends as well. This is gonna go on just like this. Boom. And then the back pad as well. I'm gonna grease up. I like to grease up the tabs. One circle around the tabs. Other one as well. Okay. While the caliper is hanging there, slide those in. Try not to have some grease on your fingers. If you do, just wipe it off the pad. I guess I didn't have enough forearm strength for that. Make sure the pad slides in. And then we're going to take our guide pins, slide pins, guide pins, or whatever you want to call them. We're going to grease these as well. Make sure you coat it. Usually when you coat one side and once you tighten them in, it'll spread all over the place anyways. I like to take the socket, 7/16 socket, and just turn it a couple times and make sure the threads catches. I personally like to hit this. Just to make sure it's nice and on. We are here putting the spark plug in. We already did put the spark plug in there. We're putting the NGK new coil in there. And this is pretty much what you take apart. I usually take apart the whole thing. As here as a throttle body, because that clamp is, you gotta cut that clamp off, and I don't have any more extra clamps. I did recommend them a valve cover gasket, but let's do the spark plug, coil, and finish up here, and pretty much that's it. So there's 2 bolts on there, 1, 2, and 4 bolts on the throttle body, and that pretty much just slides this off as well. And the 1 cable coil has 1 plug here, and then 2 bolts, and then that's pretty much it. So when doing the brakes, coming back to you guys for doing the brakes, brand new, there is a coating, painted coating to it. That's why it's so silver. You're gonna hear, for the first time doing brakes, you're gonna hear a little screeching in the beginning. That's normal. Why is the trunk open? So once you get done with the brakes, pump it. Make sure it gets firm. Whenever you do the rear brakes, after the maintenance mode or pad replacement, you gotta hit OK on the screen before turning on the car and everything. It would put in the parking brake. So to make sure the parking brake works, what we're gonna do is gonna apply the parking brake, which is down there. Okay, it's on. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the car in drive and just let go, and it's placed.